Hey everybody, and welcome to another vlog. And guess where we're going tonight? This was a little last minute. We found out towards the beginning of the day, but always welcome the invites. We are headed to Halloween Horror Nights. That's right, you heard it right. I don't think we've ever done a Halloween Horror Nights vlog on this channel. You may have seen it previously on Collider Video, but the movie couple is out getting ready to get our spooky fun on at Horror Nights this year, so we're super excited. Thank you so much, Universal, for the invite. And we're gonna check out some mazes, some of their scare zones, and it'll be a good time because last year none of the parks did any of this, as we all know, because
it feels good to like catch up and do this again and be able to get our scare on. And I've actually missed Horror Nights a little bit because I love the sets. Even though I don't really like being scared, I still love all of the detail and all of the work and all of the set design that goes into Halloween Horror Nights at Universal Studios.
Yes. Although I think you handle all the mazes and the haunted houses really, really well, as opposed to like horror film.
I do get a little bit of a problem because what I do is I look at the surroundings, but I also look for areas that there can be scares. So I usually am able to point them out. Since I've worked at haunted houses many years, so I kind of know what to look for. So sometimes I kind of am not focusing on, oh, that looks so cool, and more like, wait a second, that's a spot that someone could jump out of. Oh wait, there could be a scare right there. Paying attention to the people in front of me, kind of a thing. Yeah,
it's always easier when the group ahead of you gets scared and you're like, well, I've seen that one. But anyways, we're excited. We're ready for a fun night. We're excited for some of the new mazes from this year. The Haunting of Hill House, that is a new one this year, the big IP at HHN. And then there's also the Bride of Frankenstein and the all-female scare zone that I am super excited to go see. So come along with us, let's go get scared. That's it. That's where we're going to tonight.
Horror Nights.
Wow, look at that. Frightening. Guys, we are inside Halloween Horror Nights. We're just gonna head down that way, and we are about to hit up the very first haunted house, which is the Haunting of Hill House. Let's go do it. All right, now we're in line for Haunting of Hill House. Oh, ready, Dustin?
Okay, first one.
Yeah, got our gimbal, got this camera. Let's do it. I'm actually scared.
You're here.
Oh no, 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 no. I don't like this, I don't like it, I don't like it. So we just got out of the Haunting on Hill House. It's a lot scarier than I expected because I was expecting like really beautiful imagery and a little bit, I don't know, because the show was scary AF. So I don't know what I was thinking, but they had really fun levels that they played in the maze and a lot of shadows. It was a beautiful designed house. I kind of want to go through it one more time because it was so pretty.
And it was kind of, they use decoys a lot very well to where they make you look in one direction and then the scare comes from another direction and you're like, ah!
Yeah, so this is like the one main IP that we wanted to check out. So I'm glad that we got in, we are done, and on to the next maze.
Great.
just walked through the Pandora's Box, the Curse of the Pandora Box, and it is a maze that returned from the previous year. But I feel like maybe because it's been a year, but it's executed really well. They play with a lot of lighting that you guys saw, a lot of really fantastic scares. I'm loving how many still walkers I'm seeing in these two mazes that we've been in so far. I think playing with the levels. People don't tend to look, when they're scared, they don't want to look up. But then there's this like looming thing over you. What did you think of this maze?
I thought it was executed very well. I love the lights. I love the use of the glow in the dark, and I love that one effect on the wall with Medusa.
Oh my gosh!
Oh, I thought that was really cool. I was like, whoa!
I actually covered my hand over the lens because usually when they have pieces like that, they do also a water effect.
Oh.
And I was like, my camera! But obviously, nothing got wet. We're all good. On to the next maze. All right, so we are now currently inside the Wizarding World of Harry Potter, exiting from the two mazes that we just went through, kind of through the backstage area of like Universal. That's the path that they've carved out for all the guests, and then into Hogwarts, which is kind of weird because I've always thought, or like at least for Orlando, they kind of keep everything really separate when it comes to Harry Potter and like horror stuff. Maybe that is the thing of the past. I don't know, so I'm gonna have to check some of our other fellow, theme park goers and see what their experience was like. But I did hear, and I don't know if it's here or if it's in Orlando, but that would have Death Eaters out.
I thought they had Death Eaters out here too, but so far we haven't seen any, but we'll let you know.
Yeah, we'll look for them. Maybe get a butterbeer while we're at it too. So we're about to enter the Halloween 4, the return of Michael Myers maze. And I don't know if it's a return. I mean, Michael Myers is obviously a very iconic character when it comes to horror movies and cinema. But I'm not sure if this exact maze has been here before. An iteration of Michael Myers have been here at Horror Nights before. So we're going to go ahead and go in and check it out. Here we go.
That's something. Oh, jeez, they're all real. I really like the setup for that one. I like how when you enter, they had that screen going on. They had that whole scene in the in like wherever that guy was. That it was the shop, and Mike Myers just comes up behind him. I thought that was a really cool setup for this one.
Yeah, I think I always like the really classic, iconic horror characters, such as Michael Myers, Jason, characters like that, because it's based, I think the classic traditional haunted houses is really, really great, and that's, what we got to see in this one. It was not too many, like, gimmicky stuff. Not that I mind gimmicky, I embrace it all, but I also love a classic good haunted house, and that's what got Michael Myers. I think the mirror was probably my favorite part, because they just came at you, and you don't know which one is real.
Which one's real? Which one's real?
Yeah, you're like, do I walk past them? Do you not? I don't know, but it was great. On to the next, we're going to go on to the Bride of Frankenstein. Here we go.
Nice.
And right next to the Bride of Frankenstein Lives maze is the first all-female scare zone featuring the Bride of Frankenstein, Oxunamu, the Mummy, Dracula's Daughter, and the She-Wolf of London. Wow, what a fun maze. I was looking forward to this one because it's an all-female maze, and having been a scareger in the past, like, yes, ladies come through late, they were hitting every scare, and I just really loved it because there was just a lot of different, you know, I thought maybe it was going to be one type of character, and it really wasn't. There was so much more going on, and also the set design's gorgeous. It's actually probably the prettiest one out of all the ones we've been in so far. And then of course they also have the same theme for the scare zone, which you kind of exit right out into, which is perfect. And again, characters killing it there too. Lots of different costumes, lots of different creatures. I love that so much.
Oh yeah, I love the set was amazing out of this one. I think this is probably one of my favorite ones, and I also love that they were telling a story throughout the entire thing, and I just loved how it progressed and how it started. I mean, they had a lot of really good scenes with the bride and Frankenstein, especially when she was bringing them back to life. Oh,
and it was great the way he popped up, kind of reached over into the path right directly above you. It's really fantastic. And I like the way that with some of the scares that are set up, you can't get away from them because one's coming to you from the left, one's coming to you from the right, and the other one is just up ahead, and you're just like,
they're all over the place.
Yeah, it's like, I feel stuck. I'm never gonna get out of here alive. No, it's fantastic. So if you're wondering, like, oh, yeah, I don't know, like, you should. It's fun.
Yeah, this is a really good one.
Yeah,
I highly recommend it.
It's a really good one. Need a break from the scare? You can stop by Plaza De Los Muertos for beers, cocktails, and food. All right, we're headed down to the lower lot for the Exorcist Maze and Texas Chainsaw.
Yes.
Yeah, I'm having a lot of anxiety about going into the Exorcist. That's already a movie I don't like watching. It's a good movie. It's great. You should watch it. It's a classic. But I have a little bit of anxiety when it comes to anything Exorcist because...
So we're going to be getting her reaction.
Yeah. And apologies in advance if some of the footage is dark. We can't use lighting in the maze because it'll ruin it for the other people. But at least you guys get to see little snippets of the mazes. All right, here we go.
Isn't my daughter.
Got out of The Exorcist. I believe the maze was a bit dark, so you probably didn't get to see too much of the scares, but hopefully some of the really cool set pieces that Dustin was able to capture on this camera that you're watching us from right now. I will say, for someone who was like very hesitant and like uncomfortable going into The Exorcist Maze, I wasn't too scared. There was little pops that was actually, there's one specific one that was really, really good that I really liked, but it was more of like, how do I want to put it?
I felt like it was pretty much just bedroom and then dark hallway, bedroom and then dark hallway.
Yeah.
It was kind of like...
Not too many pops.
Yeah, not really too much of like anything else besides that would actually really get you like interested in or invested in the maze.
I think the scenes in the bedroom with like her vomiting in the staircase, obviously it's kind of iconic and those are cool to look at, but not so scary. So it was okay. It's probably not one of my favorite ones, but still pretty good.
Yeah.
All right, now we're gonna head over to the Texas Chainsaw Maze. Texas Chainsaw.
I think I screamed the most on that one. There was many times where I was just like, oh,
What was that again?
the.
I don't know if it picked it up on the second camera, but if it did, you probably have heard it already because now you're seeing us after. When they did this maze a couple years back, I don't remember exactly which year it was, but it was definitely a favorite then, and it's a favorite now. I think this one is probably, for me, as of right now, I have to think about it, and we'll kind of rank our mazes at the end of this video, but I would say right now it's like in the top 3. It's really solid. The design's great. Oh, and the props are real good.
When you walk through this one area, it just smells like cooking, like bad cooking flesh, and you're just like, oh my god.
Even with the mask on, you're like, ugh.
They probably had to crank up the smell a little bit.
Yeah, and I think this one was great too because they have that like last scare before you exit. It's such a good one. It got Dustin. I don't know if I captured it, but I think he captured it on his camera.
Oh, yeah.
So yeah, and we have one thing left to do, and that is the Tram. And they're doing the Purge theme. So we're gonna go ahead and check that out right now.
So first and foremost, make sure you're being seated at all times while on board the tram. Make sure you keep those arms and legs inside.
Hello, everyone.
That's my friend.
Stevens, and it's my pleasure to welcome you to
My friend Jill.
first annual Purge Party.
Wait a minute, what's the Purge party we're doing out in the middle of the island here?
Oh, I love it. Woo! Survived Halloween Horror Nights 2021. It's funny to say like survive because while you don't like scary movies, and I'm fine with horror, but some certain things scare me like clowns and spiders. But when none of that is involved, I am much more comfortable. And then you guys know about my history with Universal Studios. I did used to work at the theme park, so it's kind of like almost familiar territory.
Yeah.
So it's just like a really fun night.
We've walked those streets of Horror Nights many times.
Many hours spent, many pairs of shoes worn through. So it was a really fun night. Let's talk some mazes. In no particular order out of the 7 mazes, because there was the Haunting of Hill House, Bride of Frankenstein, the Curse of the Pandora Box, Michael Myers, Texas Chainsaw Massacre, Tram, and I'm missing one, The Exorcist. So out of the 7, which is your like top 3, or do you want to rank them?
Well, let's see here. I think the 2 that always come straight to mind is I loved The Haunting of Hill House and Texas Chainsaw Massacre. I thought those were the standout mazes of this year. I also liked Pandora's Box, but also the Bride of Frankenstein one I thought was really good. So between those 4, I'd have to say,
it's hard.
It's hard. It's really hard. Those are the 4 standout ones. Those are the ones that I really like.
For me, maybe if we go in no particular order, I would say The Bride of Frankenstein, Curse of the Pandora Box, The Haunting of Hill House, and Texas Chainsaw.
Those are like your top 4?
Yeah, I really enjoyed them. I think for me, one of the reasons why I ranked Bride of Frankenstein so high is because while they really changed the kind of like the scare method for all the mazes across the board, there was a lot more actors behind, you know, don't think plexiglass. It's still a setup scare and you really don't see it coming, so it's really cool. But you know, for the safety of the guests and the characters, they changed up some things this year.
We're constantly getting up in people's faces.
Yeah, all night long. And honestly, I don't feel like I felt the change in that sort of a method of scaring. I did feel in certain mazes that there were less pop-ups. And I don't know if it's because the cast is smaller for, you know, safety reasons, or we just came at a time where sometimes there's a change over when you change teams, and we just happened to have walked through during that. I don't know. But regardless of that, like the Bride of Frankenstein, the cast, you could feel them working as a team, and that's what I really liked, where like somebody scares you this direction, so the other person's gonna scare you, and it did like you
get like
you
a ping pong
get
effect.
a ping pong effect, and it's so much fun to kind of see it happen in front of you or to have it happen to you. But the set design for the Bride of Frankenstein maze is
I think that is one of the best ones.
It's beautiful. That's a beautiful maze, so definitely check that out. And the same thing for the Pandora's Box as well. Beautiful design, and then of course the Hill House, because it's just there's one effect in there that's just so amazing. So I'm glad that they include it. And Texas Chainsaw, it's an oldie, but it's a goodie, and it's fantastic. So those are our thoughts on Halloween Horror Nights. A lot of fun. Okay, so just to give you guys a little bit more info about Halloween Horror Nights here at Universal Studios Hollywood, we are coming on opening night, which is September 9th, but it runs all the way through on select nights. So all the way through the end of October. I'll go ahead and put all the available, like the dates and stuff like that, in the video description, as well as a link if you want to go ahead and like check it out, purchase your ticket. Don't forget to check out also the Jabbawockeez. It's a lot of fun. We didn't get to do it because we were just so having too much fun running around the park that we missed all the shows. But they are top-notch performance, so go ahead and check that out. And thank you guys for hanging out with us. Hope you enjoyed hanging out with us as we go through all the mazes and scare zones for Halloween Horror Nights. Let us know what kind of other videos you'd like to see, if it's something like this. And one little tiny thing we did before we left the park, we actually walked through. We trekked a long way because we were at the park exit, and we decided we needed to do this before we went home.
We got a butterbeer, because you just can't leave Universal Studios and not get a butterbeer.
I mean, it was right there, so we had to have it. So with that to you guys, cheers and have a good night. Bye, everyone.